Maybe.
Hello, I'm Pam Hoffman, Everyday Spacer.
I'm Jeff Miller, 2049 Outfitters.
At Everyday Spacer, we show regular folks how to personally and directly participate in space exploration, science, and astronomy. We're here on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Pacific Time, 12 midnight Eastern Time, and 3 p.m. on Saturday in Queensland, Australia. We're broadcasting live from Thousand Oaks, California. Our guest was delayed. We'll work on rescheduling him in the near future. Tonight's topic, though, is called Are We Alone in the Universe? We'll be back in 8.3 seconds. Are We Alone in the Universe is another Zooniverse project. Jeff found this one recently, and he says it's new. So thanks for stepping up again, Jeff. And tonight, we'd like you to tell us about this new citizen science project.
Okay, well, it was originally going to be for next week, but when our guest had to reschedule, I just scrambled a lot and got it ready for showing tonight. And
it's a good project, though.
Yeah, and as part of the mad scramble, I actually reached out to the guy who runs the project, Jean-Luc Margot, and I hope I pronounced the last name correctly. Since the first name is French, I assumed that you pronounced the last name in the French way.
And incredibly, Jean-Luc answered, which we don't always get an answer. We'll write and, or it's too late. We'll write and it's, comes well past the show time. So.
And he sent me a bunch of links, some of which I already had, but some of which were new, and I'll show some of those to you. But one of the links was for a video. So why don't we show that right now?
I will do that.
So that you guys can see it.
Here we go. How's that for a citizen science project?
Yep.
I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. He also sent, there's another video in the link, but that's an hour long. So I'll include that link in the comments.
Great. So so if you want to look at it yourself, you've got a chance to.
Yeah. So.
You ready to show this?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and let me, I did get I got the link for once. There is, of course, Zooniverse, and then Are We Alone in the Universe? And that's where the classify at the end is where the work, you actually do the tasks there. All right, so let me help share. All right, here you go, Jeff.
Okay, standard Zooniverse layout. This link here, right here, is UCLA SETI. That is actually in the project itself,
right?
In the about. But he also sent these that are talking. Jean-Luc sent these.
Planetary Society, yeah.
Yeah, which yeah.
Oh, there's Jean-Luc.
There's Jean-Luc, yeah.
That looks like the team, right?
That might be the team, yeah.
Cool.
Well, I think that's people on this blog post, so that's also something to listen to. That's an hour long, so we're not going to play it for you here.
No, we do short things for you, just to pique your interest.
Yep. And this is the type of thing that that average people talk about it, and so this is pretty good because he's reaching out to, and this is on the LA Times, and since he's from UCLA, that's probably helped get a bit of a...
Hey Dan, welcome. He says, if we look at the numerous extremophiles, on Terra alone, we may need to expect the same off-world. I can see that too. Yeah, we've got aliens right here under our noses, practically.
Yeah, so this is also good. I'll send a link to this so that you can see what their what LA Times is saying about it.
Oh,
but
Scott, my favorite subject, aliens.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe we should do a show on that. Maybe speculation. Let us know in the comments if
I have no expertise in that area. People ask me stuff a lot, and it's like I don't know anything about it.
We have zero evidence, which just means that we can speculate.
Oh, all right. So yeah, speculation is part of science, so we can speculate.
Yep. Okay, so standard Zooniverse about classified talk. Cough. Sorry, folks.
You know it's live when. Oh, hey, Cliff is here.
Hey, Cliff.
Hi there. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to everyone. Really appreciate you being here.
Yeah. So, and these are the kinds of this is the kind of data that you'll be classifying.
Not sexy, but I think it's a pretty good project. You can sink your teeth into it, but you'll see in just a little bit when Jeff goes over the actual task itself. Oh, Daniel says, science says, life is fragile. Life says, hold my beer. Yes.
Yeah, and then how the hold my beer comes to often comes to a quick end of life. Hold my beer. Watch this. So this is
that's ironic.
It's only 26% complete.
But it sounded like they're getting stuff continually though. So
yeah, it sounds like they're going to be adding data. Sometimes they say what their data add schedule is. But in any case, there's still like 3/4 of the current workflow left to do.
Plenty of work still.
Yeah. So they've got 42,000 stars observed.
Wow.
And detected 64 million radio signals.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah. Of course, they're not all aliens. In fact, a vast majority of them are created by us.
Okay.
So
another sort job?
Yep, it's a sort job.
A sort job. Okay. Cool.
Basically, classifying signals by matching them to common classes of radio frequency interference. That's us for interference. And so classifications will be used to train our AI tools. And as we'll see somewhere later on, the AI tools are actually pretty good on this.
And you notice at the bottom, there's some other links, and we're going to go ahead and explore those. NASA Solve and NASA Citizen Science. And of course, at the bottom also, kind of more information.
UCLA SETI, which I already showed you up here.
Hey, is this like SETI at Home? It seems like the same group, but I don't know if it's...
Well, SETI at Home was kind of like used like a lot of the crypto mining software what they now use for crypto mining. Basically, they'd send a whole bunch of signal data to your computer.
When it was downtime, you weren't using it. And a lot of people participated. Yeah. They had so many participants that the data was, churned through. And after over and over again, after a while, they're like, we got to stop. There's just, everybody's been through so much of it so many times.
My computer was being used for that.
I know a lot of people, but this seems very similar to me. It's SETI. Was UCLA part of?
I think so.
A part of SETI at Home? Okay.
Yeah, but
it just seemed like, is this the same stuff? Is this? But maybe it's new material, or maybe it's because it's visual. I don't know. Oh, we got some more people. Hey, Dawn, welcome. Thanks for being here. Scott says, I did the SETI at Home thing for a while too. Yeah, I know a lot of people did. Yeah. And everybody's very excited. One of the first kind of citizen science crowdsource projects, I think, really, right?
I think so.
Because this was in the 80s? Was that in the 80s?
Yeah. No. 90s.
Okay. More like 90s. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I remember it because I was using my 286 computer.
I see. Okay. All right. You ready for more of the...
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
So we get into the about, and they do talk a lot about it, which, this top paragraph is a restatement of what we already showed you. Search for life in the universe. If you know anything about SETI, you know what they're about here.
Search for extraterrestrial intelligence is the The acronym SETI that's what it stands for.
And 2 ways of finding life out there: look for biosignatures and technosignatures.
Oh, Scott says late 90s since the internet was going. Yes.
Yep.
That makes perfect sense. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Scott.
I guess when you get old,
I missed one.
I guess when you get old enough, all of those pastimes kind of run together.
Yeah. So, recently, could be two days or 15 years ago. Daniel says, I thought they discontinued SETI at home for ethical reasons recently. You know what? I hadn't heard ethical reasons. I thought it was just they had churned through so much of the data so many times, and we're stopping doing that. Yep. Oh, and we've got someone new. Hi, Jeremy. Welcome. Jeremy says SETI at home was the beginning of BOINC. Oh,
yes.
BOINC.
I remember
hearing. Forget what that's about.
Yeah, because they had another project that I did too. But
okay. All right.
It was so long ago that I don't remember what it was.
Thanks for that, Jeremy. Really appreciate your input.
Okay, let's.
Ready to go back? Yep. Okay, here we go.
Okay. So, you can look for biosignatures and technosignatures. Biosignatures is like the big, big news stuff of looking for things in the atmosphere and stuff. That's not what we're doing here. Technosignatures are easier to find because you just need to point a radio telescope out there instead of doing a whole bunch of analysis and using the Hubble or Webb to look at a planet to see what its atmosphere is like. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So, and
you can actually build a radio telescope. I mean, it's fairly easy.
Yeah. Get a satellite dish. There you go.
Yeah, it doesn't even require that.
That's the easiest way. That's the Radio Shack way.
I see.
So, they give the 4 advantages of looking for technosignatures. But the cost is lower. The search volume is a million times larger. Because biosignatures you can only really look at in the nearby stars.
I see.
So.
Got it. And we got another comment. Dan says, how do you say that? Boink? Boink? Is it boink?
I think so.
It's a Berkeley Open Infrastructure Networked Computing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Daniel.
So 2 things is they're using the 100-meter Green Bank telescope.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Is
that's the recent one because I think it got
well, Arecibo's gone, but
Arecibo's gone. But I think the Green Bank one, I think it broke and then they rebuilt it.
Yeah, and I think I read somewhere else that could be wrong, that it's the largest pointable radio telescope.
It is. Okay, because there's also the large, they're in Sirocco, Arizona.
Yeah. Well, they have arrays. I don't.
Yeah, right. Yes, it's an array. So a little bit different.
Yeah. And it's looking around the 800 megahertz bandwidth.
Okay.
Or 800 megahertz of bandwidth in the L band. Sorry.
I always love how much information they add to these projects. So you can really, you can read as much or as little as you like and get what you really, really want out of it.
Yeah. So what I get is they're already using computers to sort out the man-made stuff. And
that's cool.
And so the data that we're seeing has already been sorted, and they removed 99.8% of the images because they were known radio sources.
Ah, okay. So the humans are doing what the humans can do best.
Right. Looking at the 10,000 that's left after whacking out 99.8%. Wow. And going through telling what kind of radio interference it is, or what they're hoping to find are others.
Okay.
This is
So the weird stuff. Yeah.
yeah. If you mark it other, they get excited.
Very cool. All right. Daniel says Green Bank, West Virginia, is also National Radio Quiet Refuge for electrosensitive folks. That seems odd because it's a big,
Well,
huge.
it's just a receiver. They're not transmitting.
Yeah, I guess they
And-
would want it as quiet as possible. Around
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Also, Dawn comes in with, I think they meant they could find a radio telescope like Arecibo if it is operating.
Huh.
Thanks.
Yeah. If it was transmitting. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
But so also this second objective is to help build artificial intelligence tools. Basically, maybe they want to get 99.98%, from the next run or whatever. I guess the more they improve it, the less data we have to slog through.
I see. Oh, Scott says, according to Wiki, SETI at Home started May 17th, 1999. Boy, that seems late. Thanks for that, Scott. I had no idea.
Huh. So that was actually going. I probably got it in that first year. Maybe not in May, but in the first year.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. So.
Of course, that's 23 years ago, 24 years ago already. Jeez.
Yeah. So they're looking at the dynamic spectra that spans 298 hertz in a frequency over 150 seconds.
Okay.
To basically see what the signal's doing. And
did you find how much they pull however often?
No.
Okay, because you had said something earlier, and
I thought I got the impression that they add data, but I didn't see it a hard number.
All right. Maybe we'll find it in here somewhere.
So here's the team.
Very cool.
And
so is that the Drake equation there? It doesn't look like it. It's not quite,
I think it
enough.
It is, or at least it's a part of it.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Um,
and for those out there, the Drake equation is sort of this is how many planets there are, this is how many stars in the universe, this is how many planets potentially around them. And even if very low numbers, they multiply, and you could get a lot of possible civilizations. That's what it's all about, to try and calculate how many civilizations might be in the universe.
Yeah. And then, of course, the comment to it is, but where are they?
Where are they hiding?
Which, given the speed of light, they could just be farther away from us. It's not like we've been looking for an extremely long time.
Right. Well, yeah, even 24 years. Daniel says, if the universe is conscious, does that count as us not being alone in it? Good question. I think that's a different show.
Yep.
We're a little more nuts and bolts than philosophy, Dan. Thank you, though.
Although we could do an episode on that.
Yeah, we could.
So this is their team, and they look, they're all from UCLA. Go figure, given the fact that that's where they're doing this. Now their FAQ is actually pretty darn good. If you look at the various questions, where can I learn more about UCLA SETI? This is the website that we have. They have a Facebook, Instagram. So they have a lot of ways of finding out about them.
So plenty of rabbit hole if you so choose to.
Yeah, all of these blue ones are.
Go down that rabbit hole. Good.
Where do they get their funding?
How
can I support the research? They do have a giving site, which is their own version for that. What do you mean by citizen science? Well, I think we know because we've been covering these for a while.
Yeah, if you're there the first time, though.
Yep.
It's a good way to.
Yeah, but it is good introduction for people who don't watch the show and have seen just about every single one that comes on for space on Zooniverse.
Yeah. Pretty close.
Where does the data come from? Basically restatement of a bunch of stuff, but that's cool because not everyone reads every single portion of this like we do. what are narrowband signals? Why are narrowband signals? So a bunch of this stuff.
Yeah, I totally love that there's extra
Yeah.
information and
Yeah.
you can delve in however you wish.
Yeah. Let's see.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Meat and potatoes of it.
Yeah. The tutorial. Here we go. And so this is what a signal looks like. Here's an example of an image you'll see. White lines are signal, black background is noise. Notice how the structure of the signal is primarily vertical.
Cool.
And here's one where it's primarily horizontal. And remember, since these are frequency over time, now, one of the things that they said is that because of the rotation of the Earth, they should be skewed in a diagonal a little bit, not by a lot, I don't think, but by a little bit. But the computer's already correcting for that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because
this one I think is mixed, right? It's got some vertical aspects of it and some horizontal.
That's what they're saying.
You got a minute? Jeremy has a very important question. Sure. I love answering these. Jeremy says, if I understand correctly, the further away we look into space, the further back in time we see. That is correct. If so, would it not be possible we have looked in the right places at the wrong time? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. In fact, I've heard things, if someone parsecs away looked at the Earth, at this time, they would see the dinosaurs. So if they're far enough away, they're going to see far enough back that they would see dinosaurs as the dominant life forms on this planet. What's that?
Oh, show us.
Oh, yes. Show us. Here we are.
Yeah.
And Daniel has a question, too, so we'll look at that next.
But I forget what show this was, but I saw a science show that had a really good depiction of the lifespan of the Earth itself. You hold your arms out like all the way to the side and start at the tip of one finger at the beginning of the Earth. Go all the way to the other arm. The gray at the end of your fingernail is how long humans have been around.
Right.
So if there's critters out there that can roam the stars, if they came to Earth, there's a good chance that we weren't here when they showed up.
Ready for more?
Yep.
Daniel says March is a great month of opportunities to take your radio amateur FCC license exam. By the way, excellent point. I would love to do that. And Jeremy comes back with, that's been a question on my mind for a while. Someone could be on the way and we would not know it. Possibly.
And here's the thing. Someone could be going past us and not even know that we're here. Because our signals that we send out travel at the speed of light.
Yes.
We've been transmitting for about 150 years?
I think around that, yeah. If you cut, like radio was early on.
No, not even. Well,
I think television's been around for 100 years.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, maybe 150 years.
150-ish. Probably. And someone, if you folks know, please, or you want to look it up.
Because there's not a huge number of stars that are within 150 light years of us.
No.
It's a good number, but it's not compared to the number of stars in the galaxy. So that chances that someone's even heard that we're here yet to even look is really small.
And that's a tech signature, so.
Yeah.
But it hasn't gone out very far yet.
Right. But and then from the SETI perspective, flip that. Might be people out there that the signal hasn't gotten to us yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
far enough away.
Yeah, it's a big universe, and
and I think the farther out it goes, the more it dissipates too, right?
Oh yeah, huge root law.
Yeah, right.
And not only that, but people have made jokes of, they'll get
Scott got it. Yeah, go ahead, finish.
What will they think when they see an episode of I Love Lucy or something like that?
Ah, yes.
But
things have changed a little bit since the first.
Except that the Earth is rotating.
Mm-hmm.
that I Love Lucy, they'll get like blip out of it,
Maybe, yeah.
because by the time you're out that far, the transmission range of that will be it will be whipping by you so fast.
Interesting. So, of course, when you're thinking about finding other life forms, we got to think about the same things.
Yeah.
All right.
We're not going to see a transmission as a whole. We're going to see bits of it, so that's what we have to look for.
Whew. All right. Scott looked it up and he says 24th December, 1906, first radio broadcast. So, not quite 150 years.
No,
not
100.
yet.
Not even 120 years, almost.
No.
Almost.
Yeah, getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Cliff goes, civilizations may have come and gone in the time frame before us, quite possibly.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching the Babylon 5 series again, and they talk about billions of years before where all these other civilizations, and so it's nice to kind of speculate and think and hey, what if there were civilizations so old? Anyway, you ready to get back to your tutorial here?
Sure.
All right, so here it goes.
So this is an example of vertical and horizontal. Continue. Vertical signals, your second task is to determine whether the spacing between lines is regular, like in the first image that we saw, or irregular like this one. Because if you notice, they're not really straight lines here and they're not keeping the same spacing.
Yeah.
And
that's more regular though, right?
Yeah, but it's not really a straight line. But the final task is to select the RFI class that most closely represents a signal.
So there's a few things to do in here. That's why I think you can sink your teeth into it for a project.
Yeah. And one of the things is need some help with this task. If you're in this section where you're doing this, I'll show you later but the examples are really small, but if you need help with this task, they give you a much bigger version of it so that you can make a better comparison.
Yeah, I didn't do that. Cliff comes. Let's hope it's not Hitler again. Contact. I think the movie you're talking about, right, Cliff?
Right. Yeah. But like I said, not much worry about that because they'd have to be doing a circle around the planet at really fast speeds to get any kind of show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like I said, it's going to whip past them really fast.
Oh, here's you went back. All right, next part of the tutorial.
Yep. Okay. If you detect dark horizontal lines, as in the image above, please ignore them. In this case, we found a signal with vertical structure and irregular spacing. That's what this is, which is a good match. I think the dark bands are just loss of signal. That they don't say, but that's my guess as to what that is.
I didn't see anything about it either.
Yeah, and if it fades at one end, apparently that's a known type of RFI, that radio interference. So, yay, you're done. So let's go. Well, before we go, let's look at the field guide.
Yeah. Sometimes there's more information in those.
Yeah. This is Search for Life. This is basically more about stuff. So biosignatures and technosignatures. Again, why would we be looking for technosignatures versus that? Advantages of,
which you talked about.
Yeah, they already talked about this. But like I said, the nice thing about having it in more than one place is that people might look in the same, throughout the entire website.
Yep.
They probably don't read the whole thing like we do. And so this is in the about objective number 1, objective number 2. Here's where we get to dynamic spectra. Frequency on this side, minus 149 hertz to plus 149 hertz, and time 0 to 150. So time is progressing this way, from top to bottom.
Okay. Good.
And classification tasks. Then here's where they talk about the types of signals. And horizontal and vertical, H and V. Horizontal is H, vertical is V. And the other letters indicate other things, and they talk about that. And mostly vertical, unknown spacing. It's, like if you've only got one, it's unknown spacing because you don't know what the spacing is between the next one. So that's, I think, the field guide. Yeah, that's the field guide.
Yeah, so
now we get
if
into
you're in there, delve into it and read what you want.
Fun portion.
Well, that's a weird one.
Well, I think loss of signal here. So look at this portion.
Okay.
Because they do say ignore the dark areas. So this is mostly vertical.
Right, I'd say so.
And next, regular or irregular?
For what you got, it looks pretty regular.
Yeah, because this one, maybe here, maybe here. But
I thought the bright ones were what you were looking at, really.
You are, but the other ones you're looking at also. So even the bright ones are regular spacing. Yeah. But the spacing between all of the lighter ones looks pretty regular too. So I'm going to say regular. And here's the classification.
Okay.
Now, if you notice, these are pretty darn small. But if you hit need help, oh, look, that looks...
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that looks much better. And looking through these,
it's more
looks
like
like this.
One,
yeah, more like the VRL. So, VRL.
All right.
And done.
So not too bad.
Yeah.
Not too hard, not too easy.
Mostly vertical again. And if you notice, some of these projects have controls here for multiple images, zooming in, zooming out. Nope. No extra controls to play with. This is
what you see is what you get.
Yeah, what you see is what you get. So that's good. So mostly vertical, unless someone, unless you disagree.
Well, and again, most of these are going to be seen by. Most projects have multiple people seeing, and I think it's when they contradict each other is when they really look at them.
Yep.
And that's a good way to, parse things out too.
But if 90% of people say one thing and, and 10% say other things,
got it.
They pretty much have a consensus there.
Yeah.
Now here's what I'm gonna wonder about. Does this look regular or irregular?
I think it's irregular.
Yeah.
Cliff has a comment. You ready?
Sure.
So as of now, the signals we have been sending out have only got to stars about 60 light years away, as the prior radio signals would be far too weak to get there.
Oh yeah, probably because they.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So 60 light year bubble.
Yeah, not too much out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh, Daniel says, is ChatGPT looking at these? I do not know. Do you know, Jeff?
No, not that AI. I know that they've got, they are using an AI. Like I said, they whacked out 99.8% of the images. So they do have an AI, weeding these out to what we see.
It could very well just be a, UCLA.
Yeah.
Designed probably by the other students.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me that some undergrad somewhere is using ChatGPT to write a paper about this.
Yep.
That's what ChatGPT is doing. Yeah. It's writing papers.
Well, it's a good first draft, I think.
And they sound like word salad a lot of the times.
You definitely want to look at it too. You ready for the?
Yeah. So, you thinking irregular?
I think it's irregular, yes.
And again, I hate these little small ones, but...
No, I had no problem with them. It's interesting.
VIN, VIT. Kind of looks like this, except there's more of them. So,
yeah, that's the closest one, unless you want to say other.
Well, it's either that, it's between VIN and VIT, I think. I'm going to say just because that's what they look like to me. And So that's what a lot of this is. That's what this is. So
Yeah, I think it's a decent project. You know, you don't have to have a degree, and you're not sitting there going, ugh. It's not
yeah,
too boring.
yeah, it's what I like. Here. What I like is that you could do this sometime in your downtime
Yeah.
when you know when you want to de-stress, that sort of thing.
Ah, good plan.
Just look at these
Good thinking. Yeah.
and just whack out a few while helping the astronomers.
Yeah, and there's the typical talking and forums and
Mm-hmm.
and collections of pictures and
Yeah.
stuff. Did you want to look at those? Or I think
Oh.
these signals are pretty mundane. Well, maybe there's some. Let's see what the people have collected. Maybe there's some interesting things in there.
Yeah. Well, that's.
Oh, yeah, I saw one kind of like that.
Yeah.
Because I ran through a few of these
Yeah,
as well.
me too. And I never saw anything like this.
Yep, it was weird. I didn't know what to do with it, so I stopped.
Oh, well, you should have said other.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Oh.
Daniel comes in with, I think a lot more of these projects could actually be automated, but they want to keep humans feeling excited and involved. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that because I definitely think that there are things that the human mind, pattern recognition things that the human mind is going to be good at, and the computer's just going to be like,
and they
can't figure it out, thinks one way, thinks another way,
Yeah, and
it's just not gonna do it.
Yeah, and Daniel, they did whack out 99.8% of them. I mean, the computer did a lot of work.
Yeah.
These are the ones that the computer just couldn't recognize, and as we classify them, they pump that back into the AI, so the AI does a better job. So
yeah, I think there's always going to be things that a human mind and kind of irrational. There's just no way a computer is ever going to get to that point where we are. All right, Cliff says,
might, but
okay,
but not.
I don't
not
know.
Soon.
All right, AM radio bounces off the ionosphere, which is mostly used. Never left the Earth. Good point. Yes. Yeah, that's what hams and Daniel can tell you. Ham radio operators will use that to increase the length of their transmissions.
Yeah, or a very weak version of it gets blasted because the ionosphere isn't like a perfect mirror.
Hey, Jeremy, might be teaching the AI for them by selecting the images.
Yeah.
I think that's part of what
that is what
the
they
task
said.
is doing. And there's things that the people can do better than the computers. And I think there's always going to be stuff that people can do better than computers.
Yeah, there's probably always going to be edge cases here, but maybe after the next round of programming, it won't be 10,000 images that we're looking at. It'll be 1,000 images.
Oh,
you know,
I don't know.
Just because we're good at association, and computers aren't there, but they're trainable. So you can train it to go, okay, this set of conditions means this. They just need people to point out, hey, this is new. I wonder what this is.
Yeah, I think there's always going to be weird stuff.
Yeah, so in fact, a lot of the Zooniverse projects, I think, are for training the AIs.
A lot of them have said that, yeah. All right, anything else you got for your project here?
No, recents.
Let's see.
Recents is just my recent classifications.
Oh, got it. Okay,
So
that's new. I haven't seen that in Zooniverse before.
It's fairly new. I saw it in the last one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they reformatted their site a little bit too.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So
definitely,
that's all.
when you get there and you haven't been there in a while, it might look a little different.
Yep. Okay.
Cool. All right. So some stellar. Oh, I'm going to say something first. You might have heard me typing because I was like, oh, there's an idea. I wanted to float out there for people. And this is actually courtesy of Cliff Watson in Australia. Would it be fun, interesting, useful, helpful, whatever, to have sort of an audience talent show? And what we would do is collect things that you've either created, and I know some people have built telescopes and taken pictures. Maybe you've built, like I know Cliff built a wonderful stand for a telescope, that kind of thing. And then we have a whole show that sort of showcases what the folks in our audience have done or doing. I think it'd be wonderful if that sounds good to you too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start doing that. So yeah. All right. So
Sounds
stellar
good.
events this week. We're talking about March 3rd through March 10th. Of course, you know that there are a couple of planets out there coming together and going apart. Venus and Jupiter in the evenings, and really in the evening, wherever you are, anywhere in the world, you'll be able to see this. And of course, it's conjunctions. I think it was the first, is what they said. But yeah, other than that, oh, hi, Janie.
And
you like the talent show? Okay. All right. Well, we got one vote for it. Okay, good. All right. Thanks for your feedback. Okay.
Yeah.
I bet you've done something cool though too, Scott.
Yeah.
I bet you have.
I don't know that we can necessarily do anything live, so
probably be tough to do. Yeah.
Send us images or short videos, and we'll put them together.
I think I've got
because a good chunk of our audience comes from Australia, and we get really bad signal from Australia.
Yeah, we've had.
I mean,
here we go. If you want to send something to, I'll take them. Pam at everydayspacer.com. Go ahead and explain what you want to talk about, what you want to show, what you want to share, showcase, that kind of thing. And then we'll get it together. We'll say, okay, we'll probably collect a bunch, and then at some point do a show on it if we have more than like 2.
Yeah.
Because I think 2 would be kind of hard.
Yeah.
Oops. Let me hide that one.
So, Jeremy.
If it comes back, we gotta hide it.
I like the talent show idea. Cool.
Oh, thank you. All right.
And
vote. Okay, yes, vote on.
Okay, it looks like that's a winner.
See, this really helps me a lot. Thank you so much, everyone. Mm-hmm. Appreciate that.
Oh, there.
All right.
Got it. Color banner.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. All right. Some stellar events this week. March the 3rd through March the 10th, and on the 7th is the full worm moon. March the 8th is International Women's Day. March the 10th, we're back to the Friday night show. And I am going to talk about the eclipses in 2023. So find us Fridays at 9 p.m. Pacific time on the Everyday Spacer Facebook page and the Everyday Spacer YouTube channel.
Okay, other events and activities. The Great Orion Dark Skies Festival, March 16th through 19th, 2023 in Panamint Valley, California.
Yeah, I think that's how you say that. It's not too far from here, actually, where we are.
Yeah. Satellite 2023 can get a free pass.
I think it's to the dealer's room, though.
Yeah, to the dealer's room. Yeah. This is a live event, so it's not online.
Live and in person.
Yeah. March 13th through 16th, not 26th, that'd be a long one. March 13th through 16th, 2023 in Washington, D.C. And on February 20th.
Nope, that's over now. Sorry, my bad. I'm helping.
That's done.
Yep. All right, what's the next one? I just want to leave it there so we can find it later.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Okay. Oh, and Cliff says, that's what I said 2 weeks ago.
Yes, you did. And I remembered finally. I'm sitting here going, oh, I got to float that out there, see what people think. So, folks, send me an email with your idea, and then we'll work out how to get the whatever it is, pictures or whatever.
Yeah. Cliff, we might be slow, but we're steady.
Yes. This one's almost done. Got a couple more days for this thing.
March 7th is the Google Doodle contest, and we'll have a link for that in the comments. We gave a link online a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's open to kids K through 12 in U.S. and U.S. territories. And the due date is the 7th, as I said.
Right. Yes, let's talk about this one.
Yeah. The Next Generation Suborbital Researchers Conference, NSRC.
Oh, sorry, that was over. It says March 27th. I got to take these out of here. Sorry.
March when?
It's over. It was March the 1st. It was done on March the 1st. I'm so sorry. All right, what else is in here?
So if you're watching this from the past, you might be able to go see that one.
All right. They're gonna announce the awardees.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, okay.
February 7th, 2032 is the next Jupiter-Venus conjunction.
Got it.
Yeah. And
what are you laughing at, Cliff? Thanks. Go ahead and tell them about this one. I think this is cool. These are cool.
Oh, this one you don't have to time travel to see.
No. Well, it's the awardees
Yeah.
will be announced. So
Yeah. 6th round of nominate a student with perseverance. They're announced. The attendees are announced March 14th. Awardees.
The people who win.
Yes, those the winners. And if you have enough perseverance, you'll hear us get through this.
Oh, we got more comments. Thank you, Janie. You know it's live when. Yeah, okay. All right. All right. So we'll watch for your comments for just a little longer. Because right now, if you or someone you know has done something interesting involving space exploration, science, astronomy, like that, we would love to share our live. Join us again next Friday. That's March the 10th. I will be delving into the eclipses in 2023. That's for the whole year. How many do you think there are this year? I bet somebody out there knows. Anything else from you?
No, I think I've caused enough damage tonight.
You have? Okay. I'm good too. Thank you so much for being here. Watch for the links in the comments. We will put those up right after the show. And we'll see you next week. Have a great week, folks.
See you guys.
Good night.